In this video, I'm going to be giving you 17 must-do things in Ubud, Bali. There is so much to see, from waterfalls, temples, rice terraces, food. Ubud is one of my favourite places in Bali, and it is located in the centre of the island, among the rainforest, with so much to do in and around Ubud. I've spent a month exploring this area of Bali, and honestly, I would go back for more. The best way to get around Ubud is definitely by scooter, and you can do this by renting it from most hotels or hostels. They vary in cost, but they usually cost between 60,000 and 80,000 a day. Remember to bargain, and if you're getting it for a long period of time, you can get a good deal. Let's start with number one, and that is Suatu Waterfall. This waterfall is probably one you haven't heard of, but honestly, it's a must go to. It is absolutely beautiful, and there are actually 2 jump spots. So if you feel like a bit of an adrenaline junkie, then you can do flips, jumps into the water, and you can even jump through the waterfall. The waterfall is about a 30-minute drive from the centre of Ubud, and it costs 15,000 rupiah for the entrance fee. Number 2, and this is one you probably have heard of, and it is the monkey forest. This place has been done so well, and it is such a cool environment. There are over 1,000 monkeys split into 6 different groups. Amelia and I were pretty scared about going in here because we've had some crazy situations with monkeys. How are you finding it, Amelia?
I'm terrified of monkeys.
But to be honest, it was such a great experience, and these monkeys aren't as frightening as some of the wild ones which just come and grab your bags. We got an awesome photo of a monkey on our shoulders, but you can also get that famous selfie shot you've probably seen on Instagram, and the staff there will help you take the photos. The entrance fee is 80,000 rupiah, and it's so worth it. Now number 3 is Creta Ubud. This place only opened in 2021, and it's awesome, nestled in the rice terraces just outside Ubud. It's something very different from the rest of the stuff, and you could easily just spend the day here relaxing in the terraced pools. The pool is so cool, definitely an experience in itself, and it does get a little chilly, but there are 2 hot tubs. We entered for only 50,000 rupiah, and you can actually spend unlimited amount of time here, but the food and drinks aren't too bad considering how luxurious this place is. Now number 4 is Tagalalang rice terraces. Tagalalang. I think that's how you pronounce it. These rice terraces are absolutely beautiful and very different to the rice fields as they're built in the valley. If you're into photography, then I recommend going for sunrise because you get some beautiful light and also sun rays in the morning. You will also see the local farmers there looking after their fields, and they're always happy to see the tourists. The entrance fee is 15,000 each, and there's lots of spots that they've built for the classic Instagram shots, and you can also pay extra to go on the Bali swings. Number 5 is Tetra Empal Temple. Now this is 30 minutes away from Ubud, and it is an Hindu Balinese water temple, famous for its holy water and ritual purification, which you can actually partake in yourself. Now if you want to enter the temple, it costs 50,000 as an entrance fee. Now number 6 is another waterfall. It's called Kelekeleko Waterfall, and it's about an hour's drive from Ubud. Now I don't know what it is, but I feel like this waterfall has kind of a magical feel to it. It's honestly beautiful, and it's got a really nice walk down into the valley. For some reason, we had this waterfall to ourselves for about 15 minutes until other tourists came, which is very unusual for a waterfall in Bali. You can kind of go swimming at this waterfall, but not quite the same as you can as number 1 Suatu Waterfall.
The water is so cold.
The entrance fee to this waterfall is 50,000 rupiah each. Now there is one more waterfall on this list, and it is probably the most impressive of the 3, so stay tuned for that.
As you may know, I am back in the UK now, and I feel like this is a time where I really want to try and work on my videos and just take them to the next level. And thanks to Skillshare, I am able to do this. Skillshare is the sponsor of today's video, and as you may know, I've been using Skillshare for a while now. If you don't know, then Skillshare is an online learning community which has thousands of inspiring courses where you can learn a new skill. So I am currently part of the course Video Storytelling on YouTube and Beyond by Lily Singh. And this course has helped me to captivate my viewers to my videos. Honestly, this course has helped me so much from generating new video ideas to improving my storytelling, which has helped me actually level up my videos and get people gripped to them. If you are like me and you want to create content on social media, then I definitely recommend this course. And there are so many other content creation courses on Skillshare. It's not the only one. The best thing is Skillshare have kindly offered that the first 1,000 people to click the link in the description will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Now that sounds like a pretty good deal to me, so go click that link and yeah, let's start creating content.
Number 7 is hiking Mount Batur and the hot springs after. Honestly, this is one of my favourite things to do in Bali. Now, it's not every day you get a chance to hike a volcano, and why not do it in Bali when you're there? I've been to Bali 3 times, and it was only on my 3rd time that I did this hike because I thought it was going to be really touristy. And it was touristy, but it is so worth it. It's touristy for a reason. This hike is insane, as you'll see from these drone shots, it is beautiful. Now, I went on a guided tour and it's pretty much the only way you can climb up the volcano, but it's so worth it. It's not too expensive, and I'll leave the guided tours down below. There's literally a link you can click. The hike up there is fairly challenging and is about a 2-hour walk, but it is so worth the views once you're up there. After the volcano, you can actually go to natural hot springs where the water is heated via the volcano, and this is included in one of the tours. Now, number 8 is renting a private villa, and you can do this anywhere in Bali, but if you do it in Ubud or the area around it, then you can get some really nice views from the villa. Now, I think Bali is probably one of the cheapest places in the world to get a private villa. We actually got a private villa with a private pool with that beautiful rice field view for only £50. Now, to get the best deals on these private villas, make sure you book well in advance, and if you book for a week or even a month, you normally get big discounts. Now, number 9 is exploring Ubud Centre, the markets and the shops. There are so many different shops in Ubud, and it's a really artsy kind of place. So it's really nice just to walk around the different shops, go to the markets, and just get some really good deals. If you are going into the shops, make sure you bargain because you can get some really, really good deals. Now, if you're in the market, make sure you try some of the local fruit, like dragon fruit, snake skin, durian. If you're having durian, don't bring it into your hotel room because it absolutely stinks. Now, it is obviously free to walk around the centre, so if you're on a budget, it's a good thing to do. Number 10 is something I've done a lot, and it's the Kampung Ridge Walk. An easy walk escaping the hustle and bustle near the centre of Ubud, where you can walk on a ridge between 2 rivers with rice fields around, and also enjoy an amazing drink at one of the many cafes. This place is famous for its 2 palm trees on Instagram. You may have seen it. There are also a couple of rice field walks you can do not far from Ubud, which are a lot quieter than the Ridge Walk. Number 11 is trying the warungs and the restaurants. There are so many restaurants in Ubud, and honestly, the food is amazing. Now, if you haven't been to Bali, you probably don't know what a warung is, but it's basically a family-owned shop. Now, there is a whole range of Indonesian food, and you can literally choose what you want. Now, Bali is known for all its quirky, cool restaurants and cafes, and there are loads in Ubud too, which you can try. There's even a raw vegan restaurant, which you should try if you want to try something different. You gotta try the raw vegan pizza. Number 12, and you can either do this for a day trip or a couple of days, and that is going to Taman. It's a very quiet region, not too far from Ubud, but it's so peaceful. You can rent some really nice villas called Hideout Bali, and honestly, they're insane. Compared to Ubud, it's a really laid back, kind of chilled vibe. So if you want to escape the hustle and bustle of Ubud, I definitely recommend checking out Taman. You also get insane views of the volcano and some really cool hikes around there through the rice fields. So if you wanted some peace, go check it out. We stayed at Sweet Escape, and even though the rooms were okay, you're surrounded by rice fields and forests. Number 13 is a coffee plantation. You have to visit a coffee plantation in Bali. The Bali coffee, or Kopi Bali, is so good, and I had it every single day for breakfast. At a coffee plantation, you can actually see how coffee is made and actually try and see how the famous Luwak coffee is made, which is where they basically poop it out. And it's supposed to be one of the best tasting coffees in the world. Actually tastes really good. You can also try a range of other different coffees. We personally went to Bali Polina, and it was so good. I definitely recommend it. For 100,000 rupiah, you can use that as a voucher to get coffee and some food, and you get an amazing guided tour around the plantation. Number 14 is the Chatillary rice terraces. Now, this is about an hour's drive from Ubud. This is actually a UNESCO World Heritage Site and is a lot less touristy than the Tagalalang rice terraces I talked about earlier. There are loads of rice fields around here, and there's so many different hikes you can do all around them. There's also lots of cafes looking over the rice fields. Now, these rice terraces are actually 850 meters above sea level, and it does get a little chilly here. The entrance fee is 40,000 rupiah per person. Moving on to number 15, visit Gunung Kawi. This is a really interesting temple, and it's very different than other temples in Bali. Gunung Kawi is actually an underground temple carved into the side of the cliff, and it's an 11th century temple. Now, number 16 is explore the surroundings of Ubud on a scooter. There is so much to see, and you can go through the rice fields, walking along ones with no other tourists on, talking to the local people, and it's just such a nice thing to do. As you'll see when you're there, so many tourists rent scooters in Bali, and it is the best way to get around. Honestly, it feels so good when you've got empty roads, rice fields either side. It feels unreal. So rent a scooter and just explore. Now number 17, the last one, but I've actually got a couple of bonuses to give you as well, so make sure you stay tuned for that, is Nungnung Waterfall. Nungnung Waterfall is absolutely beautiful and is one of my favourite waterfalls on the whole island of Bali.
It's so big!
It's cool, isn't it?
I feel like I'm in a trance.
Nungnung is about a 1 hour drive from Ubud, and honestly it is worth it. To avoid the crowds, make sure you get there really early. We got there at 7:30 AM and there was no one else there for an hour.
Woohoo!
The hike down into the valley is really cool, going through the jungle, and the hike back up is quite demanding, but it is so worth the effort. The entrance fee is just 20,000 rupiah per person and is well worth the money. Now I'm going to give you a couple of bonus things to do in Ubud Bali, which I haven't done myself, but I've heard that they're really good fun. The first one is white water rafting, and you can do this with a tour, and I'll leave a link in the description to a tour. Also, you can go on ATVs and drive through the jungle and get completely covered in mud. My friends did it and they said it was so much fun. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that was useful, and have a good time in Ubud. If you've got any comments of what to do in Ubud for other people, then leave them in the description, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. See ya!